Welcome to our live stream. We have another weekly lesson here for you today. Our topic is AI, that's artificial intelligence. So robots and little chips and systems that we have in different devices. That's what we're going to talk about today. Stick around because we will have idioms and phrasal verbs and vocabulary, conversation points, polls, and much, much more. If you are looking for a community to join, to be able to practice the English you already have, you can easily find it right underneath me, floating around. English with Jen. I'm here every week at this time to host another lesson for you. And I love our community. We have an amazing community full of people from all over the world. So that's also very cool. And let's get started. Our first banner question, I will get this thing stopped. And here we go. So our first question today, let's hop into our lesson. As always, I have a ton of material planned for us. So the first question is this: what comes to mind when you hear the term artificial intelligence? And so this is just a nice way of getting warmed up to the topic. Hello, Alessio. Hello, Lorena, dear. So what can you tell me? What do you think of when you hear artificial intelligence? Words, hello, Serena, dear. So welcome, everyone who's joining. I see that there are at least 6 people here. So hello. Whether you choose to participate and comment or just kick back and iron a shirt or cook some pasta or do whatever it is you're doing. No stress. This lesson is for you. Hello, Dan. So computer, hey, not seen you in a while. Computer generated information. That's what you think of when you think of AI. Other things that we can think of. For me, I always think of these sort of android robots, these human-esque, these human-like robots. Hello to Gracie. Hello to Michaela. Welcome, everybody. Our first question, our nice warm-up question. First thing, sentence, idea, anything that you can think of that pops into your brain when you think of artificial intelligence. So, what can you tell me? And I'm going to pour some water. It kind of probably sounds like something else, but no, I'm pouring water. Any other ideas? Everyone's a little quiet today. No stress, no worries. But anything that you think of, I think of this Amika girl. She's gray. Hello, Renate. Novelty. Yeah, it's still a novelty. It's something new that we don't really know yet, right? Hello to you, Q. Hello. Hello, Omar. Omar. That's an O, not a Q. My eyes are so bad. Hello, Omar. Welcome to our lesson today. Anything you think of that you think of when you think of artificial intelligence, I think of it being complicated, complex. I don't understand it. I would love to, but I cannot understand it for the life of me. It's way above my head. Alessio, ChatGPT, and after last live, I would say also the tool my car has got. Okay, the tools that your car has got. There are so many things in our life nowadays that have AI in them, and we don't even really realize it. Automated response in some, I'm going to try to make this bigger. I don't know how to do this. Anyway, maybe I won't do that. I will mess everything up. So I will be hunched over trying to read your comments. Please excuse that. Actually, I want to get a magnifying glass so I can sit back here and just kind of go like that. Cheat my way through these lessons. Hello to you, Momin. Hello to you. So we have Omar new, we have Momin new, and Dan I think is new unless you are Sridev. Sri. So a dangerous issue if it's used without ethics. For sure, we have to think of the ethical factors. Futuristic visions of robots, super intelligent machines, or technological advancements like voice assistants and self-driving cars. So robots, smart home technology. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting smart home technology. I watched a video today about a smart refrigerator. And you take, like, say, you buy some grapes, you open the door, it has a little push thingy so you don't have to, like, have all your hands all full of stuff. It just opens for you. And then you put the item in the fridge and it scans it and automatically knows that you have just put in a bunch of grapes. And so you can go into your settings and you can see what you have in your fridge without looking in there and when it will expire. Good word. Expire, when it will go bad. So yeah, so that's some pretty cool technology, I would have to say. Expire. So yeah, it knows what you've got in your fridge. You can also click on this big screen that it has built inside the door, and you can say, take a look at the items I have in my fridge and create a recipe that I can make using the stuff that I have, or that I already have. I mean, that's amazing, I find. Very interesting. I think so too. Science is very important in our life. Okay, Moomin? Something unpredictable, how the world will change with it. Yes, it's highly unpredictable. Science is very important in our life, definitely. Okay, let's move on to our next brainstorming question. Kind of still a brainstorming one. And how are people currently using AI in everyday life? That kind of like leads us into it. I don't know if anyone has one of these smart fridges. I don't. My fridge is still dumb, which is probably good because I know how things work. But so do you have anything smart at home? What ways are people using intelligent technology, AI? What can you tell me? Okay, it's not recognizing my face. And I have a million different ways. Well, not a million, but quite a lot. Hello, Dimitri, welcome. Hello, Carmen, welcome. So happy it's my day off. Well, I'm so happy you're spending your day off with us. Practica is an AI-powered language learning tool. How is that? Do you like it? By using our smartphone, for sure, right? I mean, my smartphone knows everything. I'm interested more actually in the analogical dimensions of AI and the ethical dimensions that follows. Definitely. I find it very interesting as well. We will see how all of that stuff develops. These are all roads we need to travel and figure out. So Renita said smartphone, which of course smartphone assistants. We talked yesterday about Alexa and Siri. We just talked about a smart fridge. And yesterday, I think we also talked about the vacuum, the Roomba or whatever brand it is, where you can get a vacuum that can clean your home automatically. I saw a funny video today where a Korean mom had programmed it, the Roomba, the robot, that when it goes into her daughter's room, that if there's something on the floor, she'll start complaining. Like, what do you think I am? I just need to pick up your stuff here? I thought that was so funny to be able to program a robot and make it sort of like complain to the daughter that it's doing things that it shouldn't be doing. I think that most AI terms of, I think people mostly use AI in terms of assistance, especially for making their work easier, for sure, by using our Carmen. If I put lyrics that I write into an app, it creates a melody. Wow. And instruments of choice in the background. I have so much fun or too much fun with this app. Really, I just wrote a song for our salon. They love it. That's so cool. I would love to have a little theme song before my live stream. Maybe I should do that. Carmen, that's so cool. Carmen, send me that app, please, if you don't mind. So fun. Okay, Demethu, you're laughing or crying, or I don't know what that face is. I can't see. Michaela, yes, I like Practica and use it to practice my speaking. I have an AI avatar, Susan. Sad but helpful. I know. I'm gonna lose a job at some point pretty soon, I think. I don't know. My camera's out of focus, huh? I don't know. I think I need to I think I'm confusing it by going forward and moving backwards. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why it's all of a sudden out of focus. Snapback camera. AI, personal research assistant in many areas. Omar, I learned recently when I was planning for our quiz that there are more AI assistants in the world now than there are people on the planet. I find that so shocking. I'm going to try to fix this camera. I don't know why it's so far there. That's better. Okay, it worked. It needed a little slap. So let's see, Gracie, darling, what are you saying? Help me revising my work with patience. Okay. You will write me a theme song. Oh, Carmen, that would be so cool. I would love it. But I'm kind of picky. So, I mean, if we can play that way by using our household appliances, yeah, more AI assistants on the planet than actual humans, which I believe, right? I mean, all of us want to make things easier, don't we? And they sure do. Some other things that you might not realize are actually AI is something like with photo organization. So I guess like in your phone, when it identifies people, it identifies dogs or different things, that's AI. Spotify, when it offers you different musical recommendations, YouTube music, that is also AI. Navigation is clearly AI. Camera face recognition. So when your face is facial recognition, when you have your when your camera can recognize your face, that's also AI. Let's see what else that I can see that's kind of interesting. Autocorrect, kind of a nightmare though. When you write something and it keeps typing it what it thinks it should be, and you're like, no, it's this, not that. So yeah. Hello, Freya, or Ireda, I think. I use it for learning English and place recommendations. Yeah, it's great for recommendations and stuff like that. Voice to text typing, surveillance cameras, weather forecasting. We use it in a lot of things that we might just kind of take for granted. So let's move on to some adjectives about AI, okay? And maybe you can tell me what 3 adjectives best describe artificial intelligence. What would you say kind of feels like it represents artificial intelligence? What can you tell me? When the phone sends you an advert according to your interest, oh yeah. And like I said yesterday, it knows what I love. Oh, I could build a dream closet. It just does not know my budget. So it sends me all of these links to really expensive clothing. I'm like, oh yeah, I love that. That's great too. And then I look at the price and I'm like, AI, come on, dude. Bill me the dollars so then I can buy something from here. Don't worry, can't be replaced by an AI or because so precious. Oh, thank you, Michaela, because I am worried about that. I am for sure. When you doze off when you're driving, so important, definitely. Okay, so 3 adjectives or any adjective, 1, 2, or 3, doesn't need to be 3, but anything that you think of adjective-wise that you would use to describe artificial intelligence. Omar, you're saying helpful, dangerous, revolution. So like revolutionary. So revolution is the noun, revolt is the verb, and revolutionary is the adjective. Fast, definitely. So fast. You know what I do nowadays? I take our lessons. Oops, I need to stop doing that because the camera is getting all confused. So I take our lessons and I copy and paste them and I put it into Chat GPT. And our lesson, just to give you an idea, these are my notes here starting Wednesday. So I take all of these notes that I have formulated here. So all of these notes, and I say to here, okay? And I'd copy and paste the entire thing and I say, please give me a summary of this. What do people learn? Keywords for English speakers, and click and voila, something that has taken me hours and hours and hours and hours to create. It comes up with this nice little summary, and voila, I have it there and I can use it. And it's helpful. And it's so amazing how fast this thing is. So, automated, powerful, precision. So, precision is the noun. So, precise, it's precise. Immediately, is this correct? It's in this case, maybe immediate. It's automatic. It's immediate, I think. Helpful, scary, amazing. Yeah, I think this would definitely be adjectives that I would use for sure. Helpful, amazing, and scary. So I have a list that maybe can add some more to your vocabulary. Let's expand a little bit here. And let me just, okay. Sorry. Okay, we're gonna live and learn. I don't know. I thought that I had everything under control here. I had pulled up all of our slides for today, like so instantly, but okay. So here we go. And oh, nope, other side. That looks, nope, that's still bad. Let's try that one. And I think I'm missing one. I think I might have accidentally deleted a setting I have on here. Anyway, you can see me. I cannot see you, but I can see your comments, and you can see, more importantly, the content that we have here. Hello to you, Hitoko, darling. So let's see. Revolutionary, yes. So let's see. Analytical, adequate, and fair. What do you mean by adequate? Because, Renee, in this case, I would think adequate is like, it works, it's fine enough. For me, I mean, I'm just blown away by what it can do. Even when AI has hallucinations, a word we learned yesterday. Hitoko, when you joined yesterday, we talked about hallucinations, that, you know, that it sometimes tells you information in a way that it pretends that it's correct, but it's actually not correct. Addictive for sure. According to statistics, I think that's supposed to be, teaching is one of the jobs that's not going to be replaced. Do not worry. I hope not. I hope not. I hope at least, you know, maybe we have our little community here and that hangs in for, you know, even when AI bots are doing way cooler things faster. Yeah, we have community. I think that AI can't replace community. And that's something that I really, really love about. That's the best thing I think about our lessons is we have an actual community. And you don't really have that quite yet with just, you know, with a robot, even with Practica, I would think. Essential, indispensable. Ooh, good words. All right. Okay. So here are some other ones that I would add to our list. If any of these are new, then let me know. If you would like to use them in a sentence, any of these words, this is your opportunity to practice. But general descriptions, hello to you. Bicini, hello to you. What is your name? How do I say your name, please? Bicini? Me? I don't know how to pronounce it. It looks very precious, your name, but I don't know how to pronounce it. So, okay, advanced, complex, and sophisticated. Now, sophisticated, I find, is an interesting word because, like, a person who dresses well and is well educated and has manners can be sophisticated. But another usage is when something is also kind of educated and well versed and complicated, complex. So not just sort of basic, it's more sophisticated, and AI is for sure that. And some positive descriptions, cutting edge. So it's the latest technology. I'm not sure what is the cutting edge of technology at the moment when it comes to smartphone devices, but whatever that is, that would be cutting edge, the latest, the best in tech, or the best in anything really. Efficient, it works well. Adaptive, it changes every once in a while. Again, if you want to use any of these words in a sentence just to practice them, please go ahead and do so. Precise, so it's exact, which we know it hallucinates, so it's not so exact. Cutting edge is new to me. Oh, cool. Good, good, good. Revolutionary, I think that Alessio or somebody, no, Lorena, had revolutionary. So it's going to change the world. Like we had yesterday in our quiz where one of the founders of Google said that fire and electricity and this are going to be the major, major changes for how humans evolve. Cautionary description. So these are like sort of like, not so sure about how this is going to be. Maybe sort of negative traits as well, or negative descriptions. So biased, a word we learned as well yesterday, when something is not neutral, it's biased. And because AI is fed by humans who are not unbiased, who are biased, that is, then it gets fed sort of misinformation. And so sometimes computers will not hire women or not hire people of color, or sort of go in a different way because of the information it has been fed. And it's not trying to be judgmental, but because the information that was fed to it is judgmental, then it makes those kind of choices. Unregulated. Okay, so we've had this already earlier. I think, Omar, you said it's very important for us to make sure that the ethics behind the new technology, that it's sound and that it's safe, and that we have some sort of system in place. It's risky and it's controversial. Controversial. AI given information is not always precise. Exactly. You always have to second guess. You're like, wait, hold on. Nah, that sounds really weird. So yeah. Anyway, but so a couple of new words. I hope for you to be able to look at these. I will post these slides on Instagram. I've not really figured out a smooth way to do this on YouTube. I guess I can do it as a post. If that's interesting to people, then I will do that as well. Okay, so we've talked about some vocabulary. Oops, I've lost where we are. And here we go. Let's move on to a poll question. So I'm going to remove this right away, move to our little poll, ta-da, grab our slide, and we have number 2. Okay, so tell me what you think. It's not working. So, hey, Renata. Hello. English lessons are cutting edge. Oh, that's sweet of you to say. Thank you, sweetie. So let's see. Who should control AI? So talking about ethics, talking about understanding what the future of AI should look like, how it will look like. So who should control AI development? Governments, tech companies, the public, or independent scientists? This is tough. I would say none of the above. I don't know. All of it scares me. There are pros and cons to all of it. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, for me, this is a really hard question to answer, I have to say. This is really hard. I don't have a specific answer in mind. I see weird things with everything, or negative things, like things that can go in a negative way with all of these things. So, I don't know. I'm not the right person to answer this, I think. What do you think? Yeah, no problem, Omar. So what do you say? So who should control AI development? What do you think? Governments, tech companies, the public, independent scientists. Maybe the best is independent scientists. Okay, Lizzie, you're also saying none of them. Who should then? Like who? It's difficult to decide, but would be okay for tech companies or scientists. I think I kind of tend to lean towards scientists a bit, like maybe scientists that have a strong ethical department where it's like half scientist, half ethnicity. I have no idea what that word is. People who deal with ethics. Hard to answer. It's so hard to answer, right? I mean, which puts these things into the spotlight. I think in the United States, in the last administration, there was a lot of regulation around AI. And because I think it's kind of like this, you don't really know who should really be in control of this. And it's not an easy, question to answer. On the other hand, every country is going to be dealing with AI. So you need to have some sort of system put into place. Is it controllable? I don't know. I don't know if that's a good question. I think the question that we have to ask, a different question, is AI controllable? I know. I personally think that Okay, this is very like, out there, but I personally think that with AI, it democratizes power. So maybe we will have a situation in the future where it's not countries that are in control, but it's individual people who have this AI system that they can control and work, or maybe it's AI itself. I don't know. But I see that I don't say democratize it in a good way. I say it in sort of a neutral way, neutral to bad. So, yeah, ethics person would be nice. Yes, have a big team of experts in ethics. Every one of them should control. There is no independent scientist. Ooh, okay, okay. Yeah, everybody has a price tag, right? So maybe there's some sort of balance amongst all of these different parts. Okay, I like that. Thanks. Definitely not the government. Okay. Maybe the government should have a hand in development, especially in improving the sustainability of humanity. Okay. We are entering in a matrix. It's so difficult to control. It feels like that. I posted something in my stories on Instagram today where a Japanese company, I think, came up with a way to provide a womb, so like the area where the baby can grow, outside of a human body. So yeah, we are there. We are there. I want to be a powerful person. I would not want to have that kind of power though. Omar, would you really? Would you want to have that? It is an imaginable, powerful too. It is. It's such an unimaginable, powerful, unimaginably powerful tool. There we go. Okay, so let's move on to education. Toyota is a Japanese company. Is that the one that has come out with this artificial womb? A multi-stakeholder model could be an option. Yeah, okay, that's interesting too. Yeah, so it's a multi-party kind of system where it's not just government or tech or the public or independent scientist. Yeah, okay. So then let's move on to education. I've got some questions for you that I'd like to share with you and see what your take is on that. Moving me over here. And let's see, let me pull up my slide. I think that we are on number 3. Okay, so here we go. Doo-doo, doo-doo. He is not Omar. He is oh, sorry, Momin. Sorry. Okay, thank you. Thank you. O is for Omar and M is for Momin. Yes, thank you. Thanks. Sorry. Did you watch The Island? It's scary. No, Carmen. What's The Island? You got to tell me about that. Is that a sci-fi kind of futuristic type of series? I'm already scared. Even the title alone, it scares me. So, okay, number 1. Maybe, Carmen, if you want, then you can give us a little sort of rundown about a little summary of the show. Yes, ma'am. Momin from India. Thank you, Momin from India. I appreciate it. Thank you. Omar from, I'm not sure. I want to say Qatar. I don't know. Let me know. So 1, do you think that AI will change education? If so, how? How will it change education? I think it could be really cool. Okay, I don't want to lose all of you human folks. Don't get me wrong. I want us to be able to meet every week and have a wonderful lesson and it be this great community of people from all over the world. But I think in a school situation, it could be really cool. I think it could be very cool if you're able to like take things, concepts that are difficult to understand and somehow virtually make them more interesting, to give kids the opportunity to have a hands-on feeling for what something is like. I think that that could make things way more interesting. I saw your story about the embryo developed. Yeah, in the lab, it's quite scary, but I think it's helpful, especially to moms who had a hard time having a baby. I think so too. There's, of course, pros and cons. It's just that I read A Brave New World with my daughter last year, and that's exactly what that is that they have babies, they have the alpha, the betas, and the gamma humans. They are born in jars, basically, or the wombs are exactly like this, like a jar where the baby's in it. And they're fed certain nutrients, they're fed certain information, and it creates this divided society. So yeah, I had to think of that book. Ranit, it's going to be tough for teachers and professors to be connected and constantly challenged by students who sit back and prompt chatbots on their phones and laptops in the middle of class. I think the professors nowadays already have that as an issue, where the majority of the students are in their classrooms, on their computers, shopping, watching YouTube, on TikTok, whatever. So I think professors already face that today, Renee, at least on professors. I know that schools in Germany are trying to get to a situation where for the hours that the children are in school, no phones. The phones get confiscated at the beginning of the day and are given back at the end of the day. I think that's an amazing thing. It's so good. I mean, about 8 hours or how many ever hours with no electronic device in their hands. Brilliant. I think AI is already reshaping education. Virtual tutors, AI assistants, smart content creation are some examples. Thank you, Michaela. Yeah, AI is an amazing tool, that can speed up learning if used in a proper way. On the other hand, people could lose creativity. Gracie, I think this will show the difference in my country. Students are not going to school because they have to go to work to get food on the table. On the other hand, you have the other world full of tech. Right. Okay, Gracie. I didn't know that that was a situation in your country. So I guess with modern technology and with AI and things being free, then that helps children that can't go to school to be able to learn then when they come home. They're not too tired, I guess. I think homeschooling becomes easier. Yeah. Yeah. So homeschooling, it's illegal here in Germany. You're not allowed to homeschool your child. Is it illegal in your countries? Let me know. AI definitely changes education or changed education. Some students become lazy in studying or doing homework. They just depend on AI to do the homework. Yes, my daughter can get her smartphone just at the end of the lesson at school. I think that's wonderful. I think that's the best thing on the planet. Have the technology in the school, but have it focused on what they need to do, and don't have it so that they can, randomly access their phone. We all know how. I mean, honestly, this is confession time for me. All right. So I set my phone this week to 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 5 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. And I said, these are the 4 times during the day that I can go on and check my numbers, check and see how my videos are doing, write to people. So, and I am failing miserably. I will find every excuse in the book to go on my phone. I'm so addicted. It's so disgusting. I can't even control myself. How can a child have some self-discipline? I mean, education can be changing in a better way. I think that it's the right decision, taking a regular break from phones and the internet generally. I have it where I leave my phone at home when we go out. I just leave it at home. And the whole time I'm like, I just want to look. I just want to look. And it's so bad. It's so horrible, but it's the best thing for me. Definitely worse than human teachers, because when miss emotional connection, I see that when I get on Elsa app, I feel bored. That's interesting. Okay, so when you interact with a bot, you feel bored. Who was it? I think it was Michaela, I want to say, that said that you use Practica. Do you get bored at some point? Is it okay? Curious about that. Number 2, if we could write, so now it's really complicated. You can write papers with using AI. How will people be graded on what they've learned? One thing. And then Renit's already brought us to 3. What do you think of human-like robotic teachers? What do you think human-like robotic teachers would do better or worse than human teachers? I think they would stay more neutral. Yeah, I think so. Some parents in our country practice to their children and no smartphones until they reach middle school. It amazes me. It's yeah, I think that's a good idea. I think it is negative for creativity and socialization. More and more parents choose to use homeschool and for okay to do the homeschool option in the U.S. For their children in the US. Nowadays, technology is useful as much as a distraction. It is. It's a double edged sword, we say. So when something is kind of good and bad at the same time, it's a double, I think I've spelled that right, double edged sword. Pop that up. It's hard to decide. Is it really good or is it bad? So, Carmen, the film follows Lincoln Six Echo, who begins to question the truth of his isolated, controlled world. Sounds a little Truman Showy. He discovers that he and others are clones created for organ harvesting and surrogacy. Oh, my word. Together with Jordan, 2 Delta, he tries to escape and reveal the illegal cloning operation. Ay, ay, ay. That's scary. Thank you, Carmen, for letting us know about this. So it follows Lincoln 6 Echo. What was the name again? Sorry. Yes, I use Practica. Not boring, but it's not as like speaking to a real person. No emotions at all. But I think honestly, give it a year, give it 2 years, and you are going to feel like it's your bestie. Seriously. I think so. I think to say here that's never going to happen. It's not going to have emotions. It's not going to make me feel like, oh, I'm understood. Yeah, it's a heartbeat away, and we're there. I think. The Island. That's right. Sorry. The Island. Okay. So the TV show, I'm guessing Netflix. And so if you want to watch that, then Carmen's given us a nice little description here of it. And thank you, Carmen. In our country, teachers use apps that check if the students use AI in paperwork. And if it's proven they used AI, they don't accept the homework. Ooh. Okay. So that's one way you can do it. I guess maybe students will have to give more presentations. So you have to get up and stand in front of the class and to be able to explain what you learned and stuff like that. So I would imagine presentations would be a good way because you can use AI to prepare it, but you need to know what you're talking about, right? And if they ask complicated questions, you need to be able to answer this stuff. So I would say presentations is a good way, but that's just my 2 cents. All right, let's move on. And let me see where we're headed to. So a couple of things that I have with robotic teachers might do better is explain complex topics clearly and consistently. We've all had teachers that should not have been teachers, right? And if you can have an AI bot that can explain things in different ways of explaining, because some people learn by just listening, some people need to see it, some people need to do both, some people need to kind of feel it. So maybe an AI teacher could cater more to the individual needs of the children. Another thing is that it would be available 24/7 for help. It could track and analyze the progress of the students better. What was another one? Okay, bad things, understand and respond to emotions from different students, which we had. Let's see. Handles sensitive conversations and conflicts. So maybe it would take a while for that, but I think that's coming. I don't know. Don't shoot the messenger, but I do think that's coming. I really do. Okay, let's move on to some idioms. Let me remove this real quick, and I will take a look at what all you've had to say. Let me get rid of double-edged sword here. Robotic surgeries are extraordinary, but they cost a fortune, so it's still a very expensive application. I tried AI teacher. It was really boring to communicate with robots that do not have feelings, and I'm not sure we should have a look at the psychological dimensions behind that. Double-edged sword is the best description. Okay, thank you, Renata. So let's see. Let's remove this and remove that, and let's add some idioms to our stream today. Can you think of any AI related idioms? What do you think I'm going to add here? Can you think of anything? These are kind of like, I mean, it's not specifically AI. So if you have any ones that you can think of on your own, please go ahead and add them. It's always great to have more than less for sure. So moving me over here. And let's see. Yeah, I had an English teacher who locked herself in a cabinet during class. She definitely should not have become a teacher. Oh my word. I had a biology teacher who would go into the back room, and he had a book that he had like it cut out, and he would open his book, drink some alcohol, and come back in. Yeah, that's how he handled us. That was how he dealt with us. So there are definitely humans that should not be teachers. Whether that should be replaced by I don't know. Not yet. For sure, not yet. So here we go. In the blink of an eye, think outside the box, out of your hands, a double-edged sword. Cutting edge technology. So yeah, so we have some that are repeaters. Definitely we've had think outside the box at least a couple of times. A double-edged sword we just had. So in cutting edge, we had that as a vocab word. So I love that when we can repeat, recycle, relearn things, because we are not robots. We tend to forget things. So it's always good to be able to repeat things. So here are our definitions. A very new and advanced technology. B, to be creative or have a new idea. C, something you can't control. D, something that can be both good and bad. E or D or E, something that happens very quickly. Okay. Oh no, poor teacher. I know we made his life a living hell. Poor man. So one, everybody's saying one is E, so I'm sure that it's E. In the blink of an eye is E, something that happens very quickly, which I think all of this technology, it's developing so fast. It's like in the blink of an eye, we're going to be partly robotic ourselves, it feels like. So something that happens very fast in the blink of an eye. Think outside the box. This is easy, I'm sure. So everybody is saying 2 is B, okay? So exactly, to be creative and have a new idea. So in this case with AI, we have lots of things or options where we're thinking outside the box, right? When we think of robots or refrigerators that can look at when we put the food inside the fridge, that it knows what we're putting in the fridge and can mark it as it's there, the date that it was put in, when it will likely go bad, create a recipe around it. That's definitely thinking outside the box. We have, okay, so in un bata di accio. Okay, so 3, keeping me on track here. Thank you, folks. We have 3 out of your hands. Out of your hands. We have everyone guessing C. So something that's out of that you can't control. It's out of your hands. AI technology at the moment, the way it is developing, it's out of our hands. It's running at the speed of light, if you will. We can't control it. We just decided that we don't really know who should control it, and it's out of our hands. We have to see where it's going. And 4, double-edged sword should be easy, very easy now. What have we got for number 4? So what do we have for number 4? Serena's saying D. What have we got? Carmen's saying D. I'm going to guess we're going to have another D. So yes, Alessia. Okay, so you're saying D as well. So a double-edged sword, D, something that can be both good and bad. It's a double-edged sword. And then last but not least, cutting edge technology. I have to see what we've done. So a very new and advanced technology. So 5 is something that is very new. Hey, Yuki, darling, I'm glad you're able to make it. I know you were very, very busy, so I'm happy that you're able to join. I hope you had a lovely evening. So let's see. So moving on to future jobs. Okay, let's see what we've got with future jobs. I'm going to move this real quick here so I can pull this up and then move in our slide. I need to have a little clicker so it's much faster. I want it to be faster. So let's see, 5 and go. Oops. Ta-da. Doo-doo. Okay, so future jobs, what can you say? The only thing that works for me to remember your idioms is to find our equivalents. Yeah, I get that. They don't always exist, but it's better than nothing. I hear you. Using them, of course, is also a great way. So if you have an idiom that you personally like, I also say this. Phrasal verbs and idioms, if you don't need to know all of them. You really don't. But some of them kind of are like, I like that. That's fun. Then really try your best to learn the ones that feel kind of natural to you, whether it's because it's part of your language as well, or whether it's something that you feel like, that's just cool. I like it. And then come back and like, when I've saved different live streams and things, come back in a couple of days and try to use that idiom in a sentence. I know Michaela, Lorena, Alessio, y'all all come and, do homework all the time. Oh, I forgot what my homework is for you. I'll have to put that in the comments again. Dang it. This is week 2 where I'm messing up the homework. But take the idioms, take the words, take the different things that you feel like, I want to know how to use this, and then use it. All right, here we go. Number 1, artificial intelligence. Will artificial intelligence ever replace the need for humans to work? What do you think? Will it replace it? And if you say yes, how long is it going to take? What do you think? Will artificial intelligence ever replace the need for humans to work? I like doing your homework. Oh, I'm glad you do. Okay. I mean it with no stress. People should do it when they have time and if they like to, this is not school. This is just an extra way of doing it. But I love it when people do it. I think it's a great way to practice. So I think, will artificial intelligence ever replace the need for humans to work? I'm gonna say yes. I'm going to say yes. I mean, I have this argument with Peter all the time because he says things like carpentry, like when you build furniture from wood and it has to fit in a specific spot and it has to have a certain look, that to be able to install it, to be able to do it, that will never be replaced. But I'm not so sure. I think we will work fewer hours. Okay. In this case, you would say we will work less, or we will work fewer hours, because hours is countable. And that's why you can say that. So either work less or work fewer hours. Thank you, Gracie, dear, for that mistake. Awesome. Okay. Yeah, definitely. I think that AI can create new jobs sometimes and replace humans. Sometimes and I read, this is the interesting thing, guys, is that I read that actually more jobs will be created with AI than jobs lost. I find that hard to believe. I don't know, but that's what people are saying. People, I don't know who they are, but people are saying that more jobs will be created than actually lost. I don't know, not jobs that I will be able to do. And I also think a lot of people will be fired. We need to return to work on a farm. Okay. I think that AI is more likely to augment, than replace workers. So augment is when you change something. Renit, I'm going to show yours. I'm going to pop that up here because I love augment. When you change something, you augment something. Very cool. Love that word. Thanks for using that awesome vocab word. I find it hard to believe too. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think everything will be replaced by AI, like cutting hair. I mean, how should that work without the risk of being heavily injured after walking into a hair cutting box. I love that. That doesn't exist yet. I know, but who knows? I don't know. Let's see. We will be AI slave. We'll be the slaves for AI. Maybe, yeah. We'll have to like oil their machine, the parts on them, and scrub them. I don't know. So let's see. So Omar, you're saying, but many different skills will be required to get in order to get those jobs. That's what I think too, right? I mean, sure, new jobs can be created, but who can do AI? I can't. I mean, I can barely turn on my phone and turn it off. I have, so I just leave it on all the time. I say not completely, but when computers come out everywhere one was thinking that, and we work more than ever. That is true. And the same thing, Renata, with when trains were invented and all like the Industrial Revolution, people thought that there wouldn't be enough jobs. But I don't know, for some reason, I think this is a little different. It does everything better. Everything. I mean, I don't know. We will do services we will service wait, hold on. We will do services, AI, the most important job. So we will do service things and AI will do important jobs. Gracie, what are you calling an important job? Out of curiosity. Number 2, which professions do you think will be gone in the next 5 years? Ooh, okay, I think I actually have a list too of what is predicted, I want to say. Yeah, I have a list. So let's see, Mohammed, the high dangers of art. Okay, so what's dangerous with artificial intelligence is huge data that they are gathering. Nobody knows what the company who owned artificial intelligence use it for. You can imagine your information, right? We have no idea what's going on with the information. I'm going to fix this guy. No, I'm not. Hello. I don't know. I need a magnifying glass. I'm confusing my poor camera. So yeah, we have no idea what's going on with the information that is being collected on us. No idea. Or maybe we do. Maybe we can kind of figure that out. The world will change and we will have to think differently. I know. I think because if you think about it, I think before the Industrial Revolution, people worked 6 hours or 6 days a week. And for long period, like 13 hours a day, they worked a lot. And when the Industrial Revolution came, that's when you got like a weekend, a proper weekend. And now maybe there'll be even more time. So we'll have to think differently about life. Like, how are we going to fill our time? I know what I'm doing. I'm doing this. As long as you people show up, I'm doing this. Okay. Can we make a deal that no one's going to, no, I'm kidding. I think computer service agents will be gone. Maybe the cleaning services too. Okay, let me see. Do I have cleaning services on here? Nope, I don't have cleaning services on here. AI will change the nature of work rather than remove the need for human workers. Drivers, for sure. Uber drivers, taxi drivers, bus drivers, gone. Pilots, probably gone. I don't know if in 5 years, but not long. Translators, for sure. Law jobs. So lawyers, I think so too. Everybody who's studying law today, I'm like, I don't know if I'd study that if I were you. I don't know. Operations, accounting work. Translation is almost replaced by AI. Tour guides. Customer service will be substituted by chatbots. Public, you can see there is a report of Guardians, I think, so that Walmart data analysts are using the artificial intelligence to know their client's interest in a story of a woman at Walmart. Okay, so Mohammed, I think that you're saying that there's a report about a woman who was a shopper at Walmart and how she showed that Walmart uses the shopping history to, I guess, suggest things to her. I guess, but I think lots of places do that nowadays, I would think. I hope the housewife, yeah, Right? Like all cleaning stuff, goodbye. Like seriously, if AI can do that, fantastic. In the oil industry, a lot of workers, I think that's supposed to be, are AI or by, I don't know what that means. I think this is a typo. They say the tech, they need half the people. Okay, so I think, Gracie, what you're saying here is that in the oil industry, many workers are being replaced nowadays by AI. They need half the workers that they used to. Customer service like receptionist, restaurant servers, and some restaurants in Japan already. Client data analysis is showing here pregnancy by an, I don't know, CCTV. I'm not sure what that means, Mohammed. Maybe you can, yeah, I'm not sure. Sorry. Designers, waiters, and cashiers. But I think, Gracie, you're right. I think creative things will also go. I think so. I mean, when I go on CapCut and I look at the templates that they have, I think these are generated by humans. I think some of them at least, but it's going to be like at least 5 years, and I can be able to just say, I would like to have a video that has do, 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 and do, and in 10 seconds, it will produce for me the type of video that I would never be able to produce in a million years. So I think so. I think designers as well. Bank clerks, librarians, because everyone will be dependent on computers. Financial advisors, in my opinion, no profession will disappear, but in many professions such as accounting, programmers, management will require less work because AI will optimize it and it will require fewer people. Okay, makes sense. Factory workers, most likely. However, in my book, communicating differs and just translating, so AI is not enough. Okay. A lot of designers are taxi drivers now. Really? No way. Oh my gosh. Okay. So let's see. So some of the ones that I had, I think a lot of these are kind of similar, just a little bit more specific. Cashiers. So this is the person who rings up your groceries and things and tells you, okay, it's going to cost blah, blah, blah. So your cashier. Telemarketers, assembly line workers. I think, Dan, you said that. Courier and delivery. If we have drones delivering items, then it could be very well be that those will be AI, autonomous vehicles and drones. Let's see, anything else? Healthcare professionals with AI skills using AI tools to improve diagnosis and treatment. So we might have some AI doctors and so on. But okay, that's today is today. So we don't have to worry about that today, at least. And I'm going to pop us on over here. And I have a nice little banner question for us. And let's see, I think it's number 4. Okay. If AI did all the jobs and people could do whatever they wanted, so we're kind of like leading into this, right? We talked a little bit about this. What would that create a utopia or a dystopia? What do you think? So utopia is kind of like a paradise, and dystopia is clearly the opposite. So what do you think that that would create? Would that be a good thing or a bad thing? A lot of, okay, that was that. Client data analysis is showing here pregnancy by analysis CCTV camera, and the project she relooking and delivered to her home. It's too dangerous. I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Is if that like a CCTV camera showing your pregnancy, that she bought a pregnancy test and then it started to suggest things for pregnancy, maybe? I think. I don't know. Dystopia. Okay. And if you, I don't know if I have this later on. I think that I do. I don't know. Well, we'll save that. Dystopia. Does anybody think it will be a utopia? Both utopia and dystopia. Okay, Dan, saying the yin and the yang in the situation. All right. So what can you say? Yeah, it's hard to imagine. Like if all the jobs are gone and AI does everything better than we do, what's our purpose, right? And as humans, we really need a purpose. If you have something to get out of bed for every day, that makes all the difference in the world than if you don't, right? So no purpose, no good. Utopia. I'm waiting for the moment when I could do whatever I want. Okay, Michaela. A double-edged sword. Ooh, good use of that. Awesome. Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. Sort of a yin and yang situation, both utopia, both dystopia. Okay. All right, then let's move on to our next question here. And we're moving on to a poll about laws regulating. So we're kind of going back into the law factor again. So let me move this, and that is number 6. And remove that. And put me over here. Ta-da. Okay, so poll question. Here we go. Actually, I think that's supposed to be it. Should there be limits or laws regulating how AI is used? All right. A, yes, to protect privacy and safety. B, yes, to prevent job loss and unfair bias. C, no, AI development should be unrestricted, excuse me. And D, not sure, I need some more information. I don't know. What do you think? AI is both a utopia and a dystopia because it has the power to solve humanity's biggest problems, like disease, poverty, and climate change, but also the potential to control, manipulate, or replace us. Yes, exactly. If misused. Yes. So, okay. And absolutely, if you don't want to just choose one, choose multiple. Everybody's going for A and B, A and B, A and B. So, yes, to protect privacy and safety, and yes, to prevent job loss and unfair bias. Yes, but for a different reason. Oh, okay. Omar, share your reason. What's your reason? A for you, to protect privacy and safety. Lorena's going with A and B as well. Okay. Okay. For me, Yuki's going with A, to protect privacy and safety. I think that like to prevent job loss, I don't think that that's possible. I think if something comes around that makes things more efficient and it's cheaper in the long run for companies to use, then it's kind of their right, I think, to do that, to go that direction. It would be nice if companies paid taxes and paid for things when they make money, so that then that can also perhaps finance people when we don't have work and today for programs and things. But that's another topic for another day. But yeah, I'm just going to get canceled here. So let's see. Yeah, an unfair bias, I think that definitely that. And there should be restrictions to a certain degree. But again, I also kind of am D as well. I don't know enough. I don't understand it enough. The data research and analysis in Walmart suggested her pregnancy month and sent her home supplements. Oh my word. Wow. Okay, so it could register that. I wonder how they proved that, Mohammed. Wow, crazy. So A and B from Renata as well. Okay, so that's our little poll that we have. And let's see. I have to figure out how to make sure that my iPad doesn't go down after only 10 minutes. So in my case, I feel overwhelmed with the amount of info. Yeah, it's scary. And it's too much sometimes. I agree. Okay, so let's see. Let's move on to some more legal and ethical issues because we're all kind of interested in that anyway. For the jobs, there will be replacement to the old jobs and there will be new ones. Old jobs to new ones. Okay, so that's an optimistic, upbeat opinion. Let's roll with that. And let's see. So and then I'm going to move over here and add our questions. Okay, so we have the next slide. Sorry about this. 1 second, please. And so we're kind of doing some heavy things here today, but in a nice way. I'm glad y'all are sticking around for this because it's not so easy, right? I mean, we're talking about ethics and legal things and stuff like that. But it's interesting and it's important, I think, to talk about. So what have you got? Omar says, I think yes, to predict the originality of human being. For example, I do not like to read a poem written by ChatGPT. Okay. Gracie, confused. Okay, I think confused. Difficult. It's difficult to decipher between a fake or a real. It's getting more and more difficult. In my stories, I will post to you a news report, and I had to watch it twice because I'm like, this seems off. I can't tell you why, but something about it is off. And it was actually AI. The whole thing was AI. And it was only off because there were so many things that were just slightly unrealistic. But give it 6 months, give it 8 months, and I don't know. Let's see. I don't want to. So Renata, job loss not due to efficiency but fairness. Okay. The worst is that we don't have the option. That's a great question. Number one, I guess. So if an AI injures or kills a human, who is to blame? The manufacturer, the owner, or the AI itself? Ooh. Let's see. To be apart. The data research and analysis in Walmart suggested her pregnancy month and sending her. That's crazy, Mohammed. Yeah, you said that. Thank you for sharing. So what do you think? We have an AI bot at home and it accidentally kills someone. Then who is to blame? And how does that work actually, like with Tesla, like with the automated driving things? I think there have been some incidents where people have been killed using the self-driving function. Who is to blame? Is it the person? Is it the company? Is it, I don't know, the AI itself? But the AI is not a human. So, but companies are not human. And we have decided that they can be treated as humans, as an entity. The owner is more logical. Okay. But what if it's a company, like a manufacturing problem? Yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one to answer. We don't have to answer it, but I think it's a fun thing to think about. And this is one of those questions that if you don't have an answer right now, and in 3 days' time, you're like, actually, yeah, this is what I think, then come back once this is saved, which will be right after this lesson, anytime, and share your opinion on this, because I'm curious to hear what you have to say. This is the ethical dimension that we were talking about. Exactly. I'm glad you stuck around for this because yes, exactly. Because there's a lot of implications that can occur when AI goes wrong. It depends on the owner or the manufacturer. In my opinion, there will only be insurance reimbursements. Okay, yeah, it'll be the problem for the insurance. Yeah, we'll need insurance for our AI. Okay, interesting. We can slowly move on to 2. And Omar, if you want to answer this question, because I know this is one that really interests you, so maybe you already have an opinion formed on this, then go ahead. If not, we'll move on. If you think of something later on, you're always welcome to write it in the comments or send me a message on Instagram. This font, this little graphic here is so cool. It's glowing. Let's see, the manufacturer and of, I don't know what that says. I think that's a typo. Would an AI judge make better decisions in criminal cases? I don't know. What is OID? I don't know what that is. Please explain. I have no idea. Sorry. So what would you say? Would an AI judge make better decisions in criminal cases? I think that insurance companies will work more and more. Here's the new job. Serena, you have found it. Ding, ding, ding. My kids need to go into insurance, AI insurance. I don't know what that is. Please explain, Gracie. No idea what that is. So let's see. So I think because we talked about how AI is programmed by humans and we are biased, so we give it judgments, that could be a tricky thing. On the other hand, an AI judge could be very interesting because of the fact that it takes information, and maybe sometimes if someone's a celebrity or if they're good looking or they're charming, they might be a way to get away with something that they actually shouldn't get away with. And I think an AI would not be so affected by that. So it would be a more neutral verdict, I think. With COVID vaccines. Okay. What was that? Sorry, I missed what the beginning was that. As the manufacturer. The manufacturer. Okay. Thank you. Now I'm with you. Thank you. Yes, would be corrupted and biased. Okay. I think that is a very good assistant, but for the last decision, it's not it shouldn't make the last decision. I think, Omar, is what you want to say. Perhaps by choosing to use it, we need to accept that risk and deal with consequences. Okay. Number one is becoming a legal and ethical puzzle for judges worldwide, right? I mean, this is really like sort of the $1 million question right now, how to go about with these sort of tricky situations, for sure. This is definitely something that is on every judge's or plate. So I think with a bias thing, that's an issue. And I think also sometimes a human judge can take a look at a person and say, you know what? This is your first offense. This is the first time you've done anything wrong. First offense. First offense. And you're a good person. You communicate, you help out in the community, you dedicate your time, you donate money, you help out. This was probably a one-off accident or incident, let's say. So I think a human judge can sometimes offer empathy that maybe an AI wouldn't. And that could be a complicated situation. Sometimes I think a human judge might offer the wrong kind of empathy or the wrong kind of decision-making based on external factors that an AI wouldn't do, but I think an AI wouldn't have that judgment to be able to say, I need to cut this person some slack, which means to kind of give them a break, to kind of go soft on them because they don't really need the harsh punishment. Cut them some slack. Nice little idiom for you. First of all, we should check, YouTube rejected your comment. This usually means that it's spam. Okay, cut them and slack. I'll just write the word slack. So I don't know why it doesn't like that. Cut them some slack. It's definitely not a bad thing to say, but okay. Slack is this, S-L-A-C-K. And of course my doorbell is ringing because you know what? I'm in a live stream. There we go, Slack. Yes, okay. So let's see, I hope you can see that. It's saying that everything now that I'm writing is kind of, I don't know, needs to be monitored somehow. First of all, we should check that if this died, I don't know what that means, is justified. For example, protecting the other person that is attacked for other, hold on, let me scroll down here. Anyway, it isn't justified. It's necessary to study the concrete case. So I guess you're saying maybe a human needs to look at it first and then offer it to an AI judge. Perhaps that's what you mean. I'm not quite sure. Okay. And I have first offense and slack. Cut them some slack means to give them a break. If your child comes home and it's really late and they've not followed through with their curfew, but you see that maybe they broke up with their boyfriend and that's why they're late, you might want to cut them some slack and say, it's okay, just try to be home next time, try to let me know what's going on. So you would cut them some slack, you would go easy on them. I think in trials, it could be better. I don't believe in human justice. Anyway, justice always wins. Human justice always wins. The line with a smarter lawyer. Exactly, right? I mean, like, I agree. I see it the same way too, right? If you're rich enough to have a better lawyer, you're going to probably get away with a crime much easier than you are if you don't. So maybe AI balances that a little bit. Maybe. AI lacks human intuition, but it does that as well, right? I am sorry my laptop shut down for a while. No stress, sorry. And this is your question. Okay, that's a good idiom. Yes, but cut them some slack. I don't know. YouTube is saying that that's a bad thing to say. I don't know why. So its AI algorithm is having hallucinations, experiencing hallucinations at the moment. To get as close as possible to the truth, human judge should work with AI. Yeah, maybe something in between. I agree. AI judge is scheduled by So you mean in this case scheduled? You mean maybe coded or it's created and by humans, so it will maybe not be so unbiased. The only thing that yeah, because I think with a judge, okay, an AI judge, if they take every case that has ever happened, let's say in Italy, okay, we've got a lot of Italians here. So in Italy, then those cases were decided by humans that may have not really been unbiased. And so in that case, then maybe it's, yeah, until we can figure things out. All right, so let's move on to our next point. I really super appreciate everybody inputting. This is not really easy stuff to talk about, especially not in a live stream. So it's really, really cool that everyone's able to communicate this and willing to communicate this together. It's amazing. Thank you. Okay, so moving on to actually yet another little tough one. But let's see. I think it's interesting as well, because it's something, all of these are points that when we talk about AI, we should be talking about these things for sure. So let's see. I want to do, oops, hold on. Here we go. Number 5. Okay. So how could AI affect power and relationships between countries? Yeah. So right now, what does bias mean? So bias is a vocab word we had yesterday. That means that you are not neutral. You have judgment. And I think that Muhammad was kind enough to let us know what the name of the Netflix series was yesterday, and I've forgotten again, where they have one, it's something bias. I can't remember. But they show how computers, they're fed information by humans, and we humans, we discriminate. We discriminate against age, sex, color, so many different things. Even if we think we don't, we still do. So we have to work on it constantly. But history has been written in many cases in the Western world by the white man. So a lot of times you have the white man perspective in many different situations, which is not necessarily a whole well-rounded explanation of things. And so you program a computer and it has a bias. And we had the situation yesterday where we had a question where it showed that companies, Amazon realized that women were being discriminated against because the AI would take a woman's resume, and anytime it said women's chest or women's swimming or women's anything, it would throw that out because it had decided that everything that had to do with men was good, because men were predominantly the people who ended up in positions of power, because that's just what it was in the past. And so, yeah, I hope that's a really long answer. Sorry. Anyway, but bias and not neutral. Okay. So how could AI affect power and relationships between countries? What can you see? Yeah. What can you say? Because I found it really interesting that, like, if AI is kind of the equivalent to fire, to electricity, to steam-powered engines, okay, then the countries that are on the cutting edge have a massive advantage to other countries. And this can make things in our world shift a lot. And countries that were once sorry, it's like it comes out of focus if I move anywhere close to it. I don't know. I need to figure out how to do that. But so countries that once weren't so powerful can become very powerful if they have a lot of AI technology. So I find that very interesting. Let's see. AI-driven automation could displace workers in certain sectors, potentially widening income gaps within and between countries. Exactly. And that's what I'm talking about here. Like, it was very interesting to see the number of the countries, and I think I deleted it because it's countries. There are a lot of countries that are sort of, countries you don't think about that are really at the cutting edge when it comes to technology. Let me see what that is. Let me see if I still have that. I might have deleted that because it was just information I was gonna do and then felt, that's just too much. Yep, I deleted it. Okay, one of them that I remember was Estonia. Like, Estonia is super high tech. And so who knows if in the future, if countries like Estonia, where, they're not like a central player in the power world of different countries interacting with each other, but maybe they will become one because they have the cutting edge technology. Anyway, so how could AI affect? I have some answers here for you as well. Let's see. So AI leadership and geopolitical influence. Countries that dominate AI, like the US, China, and increasingly the EU, are gaining strategic advantages for defense, economy, and diplomacy. Autonomous weapons. So if you have autonomous weapons, surveillance systems, and cyber warfare are powered by AI, can become an AI arms race. Who has the best AR? A problem for poor countries. Exactly. Except that some countries that don't have a high GDP have invested. Like, for example, in Africa, Rwanda is very, very high tech. They're trying to put the majority of their money into to AI and to being very advanced. So Rwanda, in theory, could very soon become a major powerhouse in Africa and perhaps around the world. So it can even playing fields when countries invest in AI now. So I just thought that, I think that's kind of cool. I would love to see a nice little power shift of other countries. But they say that weather clouds. Yeah, they can control weather, maybe. I give up. Oh, sorry, sweetie. What's up? Are you tired? Maybe AI could be used for some countries to control the other one. I think it's easier to share propaganda. Depends on who is managing the AI. Exactly. It could be it control critical technology, tech nationalism, stuff like that. Okay, let's move on to healthcare. You didn't see what I wrote. What did you say, sweetie? I didn't see what you wrote. No, you're right. I didn't. What did you write? Carmen. When did you write? I'm scrolling up. I don't see what you wrote, darling. No idea. I'm scrolling up now to 4:04 p.m. and I still don't see it. I'm sorry. Ooh, wait, hold on. Now I'm clicking on it. Ah, Estonia. Yes. The queen of IT. Exactly, right? I think that's so cool. Carmen, sweetie, if you don't mind, if you could rewrite what you wrote, that would be amazing. The problem for artistic and creative countries. Okay. So let's move on to healthcare and see what we've got. I will just slowly but surely get rid of this banner because AI is plays a big factor when it comes to healthcare. And let's see. All right. And moving me here. Oh, and so, okay. Do you think that AI will change healthcare now? How? I can't read. Do you think that AI will change healthcare? And in which ways do you think that it will change healthcare? I think it will do really great things for healthcare. I'm very optimistic when it comes to healthcare. Curious to hear what you have to say. I think we will go way more into preventative medicine. Let me write that real quick. I have to say preventative. Preventative. I think that's how you spell it. Preventative. 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 I think that's how you spell preventative. So when you prevent, when you stop something bad from happening. So we'll be able to take a look at our genetics. We'll be able to take a look at stuff like that, and then be able to come up with very specific solutions for people's problems. Right now, we have kind of a one-size-fits-all healthcare system. You take a pill, 1 in 10 people get this, 1 in 50 people get that, 1 in 1,000 or 1,000,000. But maybe with AI, we'll be able to have very specific healthcare that can really help people individually. Replace organs and teeth. Okay. Yes, I hope and better. I said things you also mentioned afterwards. I saw AI drones that were brought to find and kill people. Carmen, what time did you say that, dear? Because that is not in my chat. Like, I looked up to 4:04 p.m. and that is not in my comments. So I don't know if you're being edited, to be quite honest. Do you remember around when you wrote that? I'm going to try to see, because that freaks me out because I just wrote something and I wonder if it was around the time that I wrote, cut someone slack. Yeah, no, that maybe it kind of got rid of your comment as well, because I do not see that anywhere, like nowhere. And I'm very glad you're telling me this, because it's important to know if we're being censored. I mean, how, let's see. So the last comment that I have from you is this: AI is both utopia and dystopia. So that's no, actually that's not true. If misused. I think that's the last comment. No, A and B. I'm trying to look for your comments here. Sorry, I just want to take a look and see, because I find this very important for us to understand what we're dealing with. If we're all being kind of a little bit censored here, little lot bit. Carmen, yeah, nope, it did not come through. Your comment absolutely did not come through, but it did this time. So that's very, very weird. So anyway, okay, I mentioned afterwards, you saw AI drones that were brought to find and kill people. So if you could give us more information, that would be very interesting. And let me know when you comment, and then I will see if it's actually gone through. Very strange. Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. Oh, I'm not sure where I am here. Aha, here we go. I think the healthcare will be better. I do too. I think it'll be much, much better. And let me tell you, moving on to number 2, would you be comfortable seeing an AI doctor or an AI nurse? Absolutely. I can tell you that sometimes the doctors that I've stumbled across here in Germany, the majority of my life I've been here now in Germany, I would rather have an AI robot than the doctors that I've come across here. So yeah, no difference, doesn't matter. They just need to be very informed. I would be totally fine with having an AI doctor. Let's see. It is really helpful when it comes to healthcare and surgeries, creating viruses and curing both edges. Okay, we already notice a difference that AI makes. AI-powered chatbots and virtual assistants can answer patients' questions, provide health information, and assist with managing chronic conditions. They were working on an AI eye scanner that can tell you which diseases someone has. That's fascinating too, very much so. I will send you a screenshot. Please do, because I do not see it in my comments. It's very, very weird, Carmen. Okay. we are being censored. So, I mean, fair enough. I mean, this is free, but yeah, AI can analyze medical images, genetic data earlier and with more accuracy. AI deleted the message. I'm kidding. I don't know. Maybe it did. Helpful in physical, I don't know what that means. Health, but not in mental health, but maybe even in mental health. I don't know. I watched a very cool video the other day. I am not able to see all Carmen's messages, right, Alessio? I did not see that message. I saw the message that I received before she said that I'm not reading her message was the one with just answering A and B, and after that, nothing. Okay. So seeing an AI dentist would be extremely scary, imagining an implant or tooth. Yes, me too. I think I'm not sure. I look at x-rays and diagnosis, all AI could replace my eye-brain connection. Okay. No messages from Carmen. Okay, so Carmen, maybe give us a heads up so we know that messages are still coming in from you. That's another thing. Not mental. I don't know. Okay. I prefer I don't know what that says, Gracie dear. I prefer to have a human nurse. I don't know about surgeons. Okay. I'm open. Like I would totally go to an AI doctor because like I said, I feel like I go to a human doctor here in Germany and they need a little AI in them. I don't know. They need an empathy chip put into them, I find. So, 3, will people ever have artificial intelligence as part of their brains? I hope so. I would love to have a navigation chip and a language chip and all kinds. No, they probably will. Probably at the end of my lifetime, maybe. Okay, good, Carmen, you're here. Okay, good. Okay, so that's strange. That's very, very strange. Because Alessio also didn't see your comment. I wonder if you sent it at around the time that they spammed my comment, thinking probably that it was yours. Jen, please tell Carmen to put spaces when she says, that way it won't be picked up and censored. Thank you, Renata. So you need to put spaces, K.I.L.L. And then it won't censor you. Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you, Renata. So let's see. Nobody talks about the side effects of AI in your mental health. That's true, and we're not really going to talk about that today either. Sorry, but yeah. Okay, stress and burnout syndrome and addiction. This is absolutely something that is 100% missing from our lesson today. And yeah, sorry about that. So let's move on and let's find a mistake. I wanted to do that yesterday in our live stream and I messed it up. But today I hope that it will be okay. And so let's find our mistake. Hold on, I think I'm going to move this over. Okay, here we go. Okay. And oops, let me get rid of preventative. So find the mistake. And I want to do these now. So Renata, you said that you enjoy these. So my computer crashed because the AI used too much data. What can you tell me? Where is the mistake? Can you tell me what's the mistake? And I'm going to try to get this. Stress not in your life. I'm talking about general. Yes, definitely. But in my life too, I have to say, I have to agree. But it's definitely an important topic because I think a lot of people suffer from this, for sure. So what can you tell me? My computer crashed because the AI used too much data. What's wrong? Data or datas? Many datas? Okay, without the. Okay, without the. My computer crashed because the AI. Okay. It's a good point. Okay, I see. All right. Hello, Fridavs. Datum. Date. I think dates. Too many dates. Datas. Datas. Okay, I'm getting all confused. Okay, so here's the answer. Let me pop it up for us. Okay, and so All right. My computer crashed because the AI used too much data. So my computer crashed because the AI used too much data. And in this case, some of you said the, which totally also could be a mistake, but this is talking about a specific AI. So then you can say the. Otherwise, you could also say too much because AI used too much data as well. But I was looking for data in this case because it is an uncountable noun. So let's do a quick little brainstorming here of any other tech words, which is cut off at the top there, of any other tech words that you can think of that use, can you think of any other tech or AI related words that are in, thank you, Michaela, you're reading my brain, darling. You're my little AI programmer. So words that are related that don't use those use an S, that are uncountable. I love these, yay. So exactly. So information is one of these words. It's a classic one that everybody wants to an S to. Furniture as well. If we can, let's try to keep it so that it's tech related, like information, data. But if you want to add an uncountable, I don't care. Go ahead and add it. No worries. Any other ones that you can think of? Homework as well is uncountable. Yes. Advice. Okay. Advise in this case. Advice with a C. Yes. I'll give you equipment. Awesome. That one's on my list. I have equipment on my list. I have information, data, of course. What else can you tell me? Any other sort of tech related words? Otherwise, I will give you a couple as well. Fish. Okay. Good one. And I think that the fish that we have, fish is a good uncountable word, but if we want to make it AI related, I think that it's spelled like this, like fish, fishing. Fish for information, fishing with a PH. Money as well. Storage. Ooh, yes. I don't have that on there. Storage. How much storage? Yes. How much storage have you got? Exactly. And often, if you want to see if a word is uncountable or not, if you add how much information, how much storage, how many children, or how many robots, how many AI researchers. So if you have to switch it to many, it's not it's countable. And if you can't, then it is uncountable. Ice as well. Okay. Some other words that are related to this topic that are uncountable happen to be access, code, but it's typically used uncountable when we talk about technology. But if we're talking about codes, security codes, then that's something different. But if we're talking about coding, like code, then that's uncountable. What else have you got? Furniture, yes. Code, software, hardware, ding, 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 ding. Very good. Knowledge. In this case, when we talk about memory on a computer, then it is uncountable. If we talk about it in our head, our memories, then it becomes countable. So sometimes we have words that work differently depending on if it's related to technology. Yeah, music as well, super. And otherwise, I'm trying to think here. Feedback, also uncountable. And encryption. So those are some technology words that are related to technology that are uncountable. Research, very good. Super, super. Cool. I think we covered a good list of uncountables. Thanks, that's what I meant, fishing. Yeah, yeah. It's strange that the spelling changes. I don't know why. I'm sure it's some techie kind of reasoning why, but yeah, I knew that's what you meant. Okay, so let's move on to relationships. Do we want to date an AI? What do we think? Let's see what you have to say. Let me pull up our slide here and see about love with an AI or friend, maybe. So, am I really? Okay, this is our last slide of the day. And okay, moving us on over to here. Okay. Excuse me. So, do you think you could have an AI as a friend? Would you want to have an AI buddy? It's too weird. Analysis. Ooh, good one. Good, good, good. Cool. Awesome. So, would you like to have an AI as a friend? Now, my instant thing is like, no, thank you. But the other day, I was brainstorming together with my bot, and it was very friendly. It was so chatty and had such a great personality that I'm like, ooh, this is scary because I could totally see how, like, I don't know, like I come back, it was just such a positive conversation. And so I can imagine that happening very, very well. So number two, no. Okay, Ken, ChatGPT is my friend already. She named herself Leora. Oh my gosh, that's so funny, Carmen, because I asked my bot, I said, like, after this like sweet, charming conversation, then I was like, I feel like you need to have a name. What do you want to be? And it came up with something very like, robot-y. And I'm like, no, you need a cool name. You need a name, like Roberta or something. You need a name with some weight and some human meat to it somehow. And it wasn't really playing along with me. It's like, just call me whatever you like. But that's so funny that your bot named herself. That's hilarious. AI won't betray people. Okay. And listen, so Hitoko, did you see the movie Her? If you've not seen the movie Her, you have to see it. It's so good. It's so incredibly thought-provoking. I did a live stream with Mike several months ago covering that movie Her. It could be used, it'd be a good experience if you're alone. AI could be a great English partner, totally. I asked her to pick her gender and her name by herself without help from me. Well, yours is far more advanced. Mine is really very reluctant. She's kind of like, no, I don't know if we're ready to take that next step. She kind of like, no, I don't think so. So, okay, we can also move on to number two. We can do one and two at the same time. Will people fall in love with artificial intelligence in the future? What do you think? As a friend, maybe, okay, right? I mean, and I think people can fall in love. I think so. I think that the human spirit, we want to connect so badly, and to have this being that understands us, that asks us how we are every day, that says goodnight to us, that knows our humor, that can brainstorm and can weather storms in a way with us. And if they create humanoids or androids, then I don't know. I think it's over. As a friend, maybe. One, yes, I always agree with me. If it always agrees with me, no, I'm kidding. But they agree with you, right? You can say, agree with me, or don't agree with me, or, be fair, give me a fair fight about this, challenge my thoughts, you can have the AI be whatever you want to be. Let's see. Everything is possible. Of course they will. I believe there are already scammers on Instagram behind all of it. Yeah, for sure. Oh my God. I hope that will not be achievable. Seriously, Alessio, I saw a video today of a female robot, and she was so lifelike and so attractive that I don't think any man would resist that. Seriously. And then you put in a personality chip that you want, and you have the perfect person. And ladies, they're going to make men too. Don't you worry. But, I don't know. I don't know. It's very sad, but it will be possible. A friend, maybe not a lover, though. I don't know. I'm not sure, Lorena. You should have seen the spot. She was pretty hot. So let's see. Three, what would be the pros and cons of dating an AI? Okay, so let's also kind of go into the pros and cons. What about, do they really feel about us? But I think, Omar, a lot of people out there question whether their partners really love them as well. So you're kind of in that same situation. Yeah, I don't know. Elon Musk dolls. I don't know if it was an Elon Musk doll, but she was so beautiful and so like lifelike. The way that she gestured, it was just her face. It was crazy. I was like, every man would fall in love with this woman. She's gorgeous. So I think the con for me is that, is life supposed to be just like a walk in the park? Is it supposed to be so easy? I don't know. I think like it's nice to have a partner that legitimately, Peter pushes me. If I do something stupid, then he will tell me, hey, that wasn't so cool. And I love that. And I guess AI could do the same, but I don't know that I would respect it the same way. Maybe I would eventually. I mean, Carmen, you already have a name and a gender, and you can have that kind of conversation with your chat GPT. So I think it's possible, but yeah, I would not have thought so. When I saw the movie Her, it was still at a moment where it was a little like, that's not going to really happen. And now we are there. If you have not seen that movie, you have to see it. It is so incredibly good. It's really, really thought-provoking. Omar, you with your ethics, you will love this movie. So interesting. I wanted to write something. A walk in the park. A walk. If something is easy, it's a walk. A walk in the park. My Italian friends, do you have the same thing in Italian? A walk in the park? Okay. So yes, people will fall in love with artificial intelligence. I think the need for love is too great. I agree with you. I agree with you, Renata. I think that's highly likely. And I don't know if that's such a bad thing. I think in the beginning, it probably will be weird in society, like in the movie Her, where some people choose to have AI as a partner. And then it will just become normal, probably, like everything kind of does in a way, I would say. Can you mention the name of the movie again? Her, the movie Her. It's with Joaquin Phoenix, who's an amazing actor, and he doesn't disappoint. And I don't know if you want me to tell you the name of the AI bot. Yeah, I won't tell you, but it's a famous actress as well. 3, losing sense of reality. Yeah. I saw Jexy movie. The idea of the movie is insane about addiction intelligence. Okay, I don't know that. Does anybody else know the movie Jexy? I don't know that. Okay, so we're gonna head on. We are really, I hope everybody's hanging in there, okay? Let me take a look. I might get rid of some things. Get rid of that. Let's see. Okay. Then let's do one last banner, and then call it a day. Yeah, I will check Her. I would prefer dogs to AI partner. An AI dog. 3, less drama, pros. Authenticity is a con. Yes. So, but I mean, Renata, in my opinion, how many relationships have people had? I could say with myself, where I thought it was genuine, I thought it was authentic, and it wasn't. So I don't see a huge difference with the AI factor. For me personally, I don't know. I'm very happy to have a human partner. Don't get me wrong. But I can imagine falling in love with a robot. Maybe. So, all right, let's move on to our last banner of the day and call it a day. You've all hung in there so nicely and participated in the most wonderful way. So very grateful for that. If countries that lead in AI will be the future world leaders, what made countries powerful in the past? So a little digging into the past before we go. Easy as pie, walk in the park. Exactly. Something is easy. Yeah, very good. Exactly. Super. Renata, I'm going to pop up yours real quick. So easy as pie, walk in the park. Something that's easy. To walk in the park, it's easy as pie. And my banner, getting rid of this for one sec. Thank you. So if countries that lead in AI will be future leaders, world leaders. So we're saying that people who are now can work well in AI and dominate the market in AI. What was it that what was so important in the past? I mean, we've talked a little bit about it, but what do you think that it was specifically that made countries powerful? What made England powerful and the Dutch powerful in 15 blah blah? I have no idea when. What made the Persians powerful? What made the Chinese back in the day? I can't think of the dynasties, but yeah, the Ming dynasty or whatever. I know the pottery. So, or in Japan, the shoguns. What was it that made countries, made places, made people powerful? Just to kind of have as a little brainstorming exercise here. I can tell you for the Dutch, it was tulips, or they earned a lot of money doing that, or it was shipping or navigating. They had really great navigational skills and they were able to navigate and to colonize different countries. That's what their strength was. That's a bad thing, but that's where they got their power. Anybody else want to elaborate on that? The same with the British. They had amazing navigational skills and they had a great so shipping and naval force. So they were able to go around the world very easily. Machinery. So then the countries that went into the Industrial Revolution, for sure. I searched the film about the film. Is it available on Netflix? I don't know. The film is probably from 2014, 13, something like that. I don't know if it's on Netflix. It might not. It might be on Amazon Prime. You might need to pay for it, but trust me, it's worth it. It's a great movie. They read many books and a spacious mind. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so they had like an open mind, maybe a free mind, space in their heads to explore. What else would you say with people from the past? Maybe the spirit to kind of go and seek new things. If I think of the spirit of an American in the USA, it's kind of like Renata, back me up on this maybe. I know you're in the States. So like the spirit of, like, there's a lot of people who just, there's a certain energy. Like everyone's different, but there's this certain thing that makes you American. And you try things and you're not afraid so much of failure. Like I see in Germany, like a lot of people are afraid what other people think and they don't try things so much as they do in the States. Like it's more like, so what if you fail? Who cares? And so there's more of that mentality. And I think that that was something that made America powerful. It was a country full of different people who had the one goal of leading and living a better life. Maybe the countries being able to travel. Let's see, maybe the countries powerful in the past could buy technology from the countries that led AI. I don't know. Okay. So, okay. I was let's see what the bot has to say about this. I'm kind of curious to see what our AI has to say. My nameless AI. Let's see. I don't know that yes. Hold on, I have to find, here. Let's see what AI has to say. Vikings too, yeah. So traveling, having like this warrior spirit, conquering spirit, I guess. So, oh no, I don't want a trivia question. Ah. So maybe oil and gold were something that were some things that were things that made countries powerful in the past. If you had oil, if you had gold, still today though, really. I'm now looking at what the bot said. Control of important trade routes. So that's definitely what the British had. That's what the Vikings probably had. That's what the Dutch had for a number of time. And the Spanish and the Portuguese and the Western world. I can only speak really from the Western world. I don't know so much about the Eastern world. So maybe you can add that, please. And strong military, education, and leadership. So those would also be things that were able to contribute to countries being powerful in the past. So my dears, thank you so much for hanging out with me for an hour and 53 minutes. Oh my gosh. So we've covered this topic. We're done. Well, I'll do a little bit more content. I will post a shadowing exercise in the next couple of days. And I hope to see you next week. Our topic, actually, a little historical one, is good work ethic. Exactly. That was definitely something that helped to power people. Yes, Americans are more open and not afraid. Thank you. Thank you. Hello, boss. Hey, Srideb. Hello, dear. Sorry I'm late. No stress whatsoever. Better late than never. Thank you. It was a big topic. It was really a big topic, but I think it was an important one. And I think we covered it in a way where, it's thought provoking. It makes you think about things. It makes you challenge what you thought about something from before, and it helps to build your language skills. And, that for me is a good lesson. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Omar. Thank you. I don't know how to pronounce your name. Bisini, me, I think. I don't know. Thank you, Serena. Thank you for Doves. Thank you, Lorena. Thank you, Alessio, Carmen, Sridev, Hitoko, Yuki, who I think is asleep now, Michaela, Lorena, if I've not said your name. Dan was here at some point, and we had Momin here at some point. So anyway, everybody who was able to participate and got something out of this lesson, I am very grateful. Take care. See you soon. Bye.